All right, everybody, welcome to Digital Marketers Office Hours Call for September 10th, 2015. My name is Russ Henneberry, and I am Director of Editorial at Digital Marketer. We've got all kinds of awesome people on the line. We've got Molly Pittman. What's up, Molly?
Hey guys.
We've got Lindsay on the call. What's up, Lindsay?
Hi guys.
And we have a fabulous special guest that is the Betty Rocker, also known as Bree Argetsinger. Is that how you say your last
Damn, you
name, Bree?
killed my last name. It's so good. I'm so impressed.
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
impressed.
I know. I was like, man, I hope I said that right. But
That's so good.
we are on today to talk a little Instagram marketing. And for those of you that have been listening in, we actually started the webinar a little early today. And so you've heard a little of the behind the scenes of office hours. But a little housekeeping, we've got this call is recorded. It'll be in your Digital Marketer Lab members area under the Office Hours tab, along with all the other calls that we do here at Digital Marketer. We record these. You can ask questions by popping them into the questions box. But we are going to be talking about some organic social media today because Bree, just tell me. I mean, just to start out, like, what has Instagram meant to your fitness business? How,
Yeah, like well, Instagram is really like the way I was able to build a business.
right?
I didn't really know, wow, Instagram just made a lot of sense to me. I'm someone who likes to take photos and tell a story and share a lot of really helpful information. And I had a blog, but I didn't really understand that I needed a traffic strategy yet. Um, I was just writing my very first program, my very first ebook when I started using Instagram. And can I tell this little part of the story? I
Yeah,
mean, like
heck yeah.
Absolutely.
when I launched the book, the book I had 10,000 Instagram followers at that time, and the book I wrote was called The Body Fuel System. It's a 30-day meal plan and a blueprint to understanding nutrition without having to count calories, and just a lot of really great guidance, a lot of deeper scientific knowledge in a really fun way. Each of the macronutrients are actually a character from the Avengers team, so you can learn how to make them into a team that works inside of your body to give you the results you want. So that's what I was creating, but I, in the meantime, was building this following by kind of like just because I loved the app so much.
Yeah.
And they had a blog, but then, when I launched the book, you can't even call it a launch because I didn't even know to call it that then. When I started just posting about this book that was ready to my Instagram followers, I was like, oh, hey, I just finished this amazing program and you can get it. Just use that link in my profile. And I started selling 100 copies of it a month at 47 bucks. And at the time, that just like completely changed my whole like life. I mean, I was working, I was a structural integrationist at the time, like working with motorcycle racers and extreme sports athletes, and I was traveling around trading time for money constantly. I loved my work, but it was physically demanding. I didn't make that much money for what I was doing, and I could only physically handle so much, and so this basically doubled my income, and
That's
then
awesome.
yeah,
So
just
you were doing all
kept
this hustling on
going.
the side, like hustling on the side while you were doing this job. You were rocking your Instagram
Yeah,
account
yeah, I
and
was.
building
Yeah,
this
and
following.
a lot of like what with the inspiration for the book, I came through a really rough and tumble like period of my life. You can imagine. I mean, I was riding motorcycles, and I was really battling with alcoholism and like trying to get past like that really, really like unhealthy period of my life. And as I segued into a very healthy period and started to apply the knowledge that I actually knew, my clients started asking me, well, what is all this stuff you bring with you to the track? Like, how are you eating? Could you write me a meal plan? You're already helping me so much with my physical body. Could you help me with the nutrition aspect of it too? I mean, I'd really like to learn. And so I just started writing some of the guys' meal plans, and their results were amazing. And these guys needed to be really in great shape, to have stamina to race a motorcycle. It's incredibly hard and demanding. If anyone on the call has ever ridden a motorcycle, like it's intense, but you take that onto the racetrack and how focused you have to be and how strong. You really need a good foundation. So I was posting like the recipes and meals I was coming up with on my Instagram account. I was posting the results of it in my body. And more importantly, I think I was really being very real with my audience about the struggles I had gone through to get healthy, because so many people could relate to that.
Yep.
Some of you listening today can probably relate to, becoming healthy it's a journey. It's something I'm still on. There's no perfect way.
So Molly,
I think there's. Well,
go ahead.
And just to sort of preface this, I think there's a few things at play here. Obviously, we're going to talk about this Instagram strategy, which is great for people in any market, especially if I didn't mean if you're in any market. Think again about, is this a platform where my market's hanging out? Is my niche, is this something that would be easily portrayed through photos, right? Something to think about. But I think, first of all, Bree's a perfect example of turning your passion into a business. And I know there are a lot of people on this call, a lot of people in Engage, who can really relate to that, right? Even for us at Digital Marketer, we love this stuff. We're totally marketing geeks. So this is our passion, and this is why we do what we do. So, number one, that's very respectable, Bree, and I think that just goes to show, you've posted on this account, 1,100 times. This takes consistency, and this is an organic strategy. Instagram ads are rolling out in the next month, but Bree's strategy takes consistency, and I think there's, that's a very respectable way to build a following, and this is something that you've built a brand and a relationship with these people that spans way beyond Instagram now. So just something to think about. This isn't just a traffic strategy. This is, she built a brand. She speaks to people, as the Betty Rocker. So very cool, and excited to.
There's nowhere that I go. Thank you, Molly. And there's just nowhere I go that I don't run into people who recognize me. It happens when I lived in Austin briefly. I was running around the lake. This girl stopped me while I was running. Oh my God, Betty Rocker, can I take your picture? I'll be shopping in a dressing room. Someone will be like, oh my God, I did your challenge. You changed my life. I'll be on the phone with customer support in some random state and with one of my bank cards, and the girl will be like, oh, I just saw a Facebook post. I have your meal plan. Holy crap, I can't believe I'm talking to you on the phone. Oh my gosh. It's just this, and what I think is so powerful there is it's this celebrity building thing. And if you guys, is my screen showing, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so you see how I have 112,000 followers, which is a very modest amount these days on Instagram. But I'm not doing any of these weird shout-out for shout-out things all the time. This is literally the people who follow me without any kind of Instagram advertising, and I'm going to share some of those strategies with you. But I like this, and what the celebrity building angle is really like, I'm following 300 people, and I have this many followers, right? So it's instant credibility. It's like having a huge amount of people following you or liking your fan page. We're all familiar with that. Like, the more people that like you, the more cool you must be, or the more something you must have to say about that people should hear. So I think that's a really cool thing about Instagram. But I'd also like to say that something really special about Instagram and why you should never discount this app. Facebook and Instagram are the two most used social media now, today, even more than any of the others still. And one of the most powerful things about Instagram is you really post to it from your phone. And yes, there are some third-party apps that I don't really use that you can post to Instagram from, but most people are posting from their phone, and they're also responding in their phone. And that means that this phone, I call it my life device. The thing goes with me everywhere. And probably if you have an iPhone or you have any kind of mobile phone, it's going with you pretty much everywhere. And so you're constantly engaged and having a personal conversation in your phone with someone who's talking to you on Instagram. And if you post and ask me a question, I'm going to answer you, in the feed. And it's almost like getting a text, because it only happens in your phone. And it's really special and creates this kind of rapport and this trust with people. And that's exactly what, to me, that's the most natural way to do it. So when you look at your Instagram account, or you look at an Instagram account that you follow and enjoy, notice how it's sort of like that person's magazine of their business or their brand. It's, you might follow some of your Instagram friends, but I bet it's kind of boring seeing all of their personal life pictures. I mean, you could go on Facebook and see those, really, right, with your friends.
Right.
But on Instagram, what you want to be visually stimulated, and you want to be engaged, and you want to have something that motivates you or evokes a feeling or makes you, gives you the same feeling that you got from why you wanted to follow that person in the first place. Because you don't have to be friends with me on Instagram. You just follow me. I don't have to be friends with you, right? So that's how you build that celebrity. You create great content and you continue to engage in the conversations that happen around what you post. And that's really true for blogging, for pretty much anything, just applied to this very specific social media format.
Absolutely.
So one of the things that Molly brought up is who should be using Instagram? And I mean, obviously fitness and food are popular topics, but
yes.
What are some different kinds of niches and things like that you see working well on Instagram?
I see so many awesome niches. Check out Instamoto Gallery. These guys, and they're curating content from around Instagram. This is so powerful, right? So right here, image feature, bikes without limits. We can immediately click to there. Ooh, here's another account all about bikes, people who like bikes, right? And this is probably a lot of these accounts go to Ride Rich. Let's see. And they have a website, right? They have a Twitter, and this just is a hub that allows you to go from the really cool picture to finding someone's website. Maybe you find that they have a gallery in your area, or maybe there's a shop that you can connect with, or maybe there's other people that maybe you want to ride with in your area. So it's super powerful for that, and it's community building, right? So and I know that we said that, I just want to show you guys one guy he's sort of in my space, but you could do this with so many different, where is he, people. Instagram Video Meals. I wonder if he changed his name. Well, there he is, Video Meals. Oh my gosh, look at him. He's almost got he's halfway to a million, more than halfway to a million followers. He started this out as just this guy with his camera.
Wow, this is really smart.
This is so cool, and all he does is, well, let's watch one together, shall we? Right? Instagram just came out with this cool feature where it's tap video for sound. I can't wait for Facebook to do that. But do you see how quickly he's doing this?
Yeah.
I mean, he's just basically doing a quick little time-lapse video. It's 15 seconds, and it's got 7,000 likes, which is amazing.
Wow.
Now, you can you can do all of these things so easily, and I'm going to show you how to do this kind of caption. I'm going to show you how to use the app that makes this video. It's just so easy, and you can apply this to so many different niches. There's this other guy who I really like, Ben Hewlett, and this is just a fun, creative. I'm just going to throw out a couple fun things. This guy, he doesn't have a ton of followers, but he's got a really respectable following, and as you go through his feed, you see how it's really branded. It's all about Coffee with Ben. And Ben, he's just this interesting man who's really into coffee, and he has his own hashtag, which is Coffee with Ben, and you can see that he's got that right at the top. So if we were to go to the hashtag Coffee with Ben, we can see a unique feed, coffee, let's go to tags, Coffee with Ben. He has more people hashtagging this than he has followers, which is really, really epic. Look at these are all of his fans and followers using his hashtag. They want to be a part of the conversation about Coffee with Ben, and they absolutely love him and love this thing. They want to show you their coffee, and this is a fun little community on Instagram. I think this is so creative.
Yeah, that's very creative.
And he can leverage this, whatever, this is his account. He has a website, and his wife is this really great food blogger, and that's how I found him, actually, because I was following her, because she's super interesting. And they're just really creative, and they very, very much are branding their stuff and being very specific. So you see that what people want from him is to see his coffee pictures, and occasionally he'll put in something else, and they'll engage with it. But that's what the very smartest people do, is they pick a theme, or they pick a sort of something. Let's find motivation. Let's go look in hashtags are just freaking awesome. Motivation.
Yeah, that's how I found you.
Right. This is how we find each other, right? So you can go through, and there's all these amazing accounts. Let's see, what's this one? sometimes you don't find anything good, but like, this is what I do when I'm looking for a motivational post. I'll put in a hashtag like in the top here. I'll be like, oh, motivation for fitness. Oh, I can't spell, fat fingers. I'm on my iPhone 5 and I'm used to my iPhone 6, so I can't type. Motivation for fitness. Okay, there's a ton of these. Right, so what I'm doing here is I'm looking for inspiration for my next Instagram post in my niche, right? Say you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you want to do entrepreneur. Maybe, and this space in particular is growing so fast on Instagram. So many people are looking for like accounts that, like Success Blueprint. This is a great example. Almost 100,000 followers right now. They're probably crushing it on Periscope. They're loving it. And see how their whole feed is really branded, and all they're doing is putting inspirational pictures of people with a quote over the top. Occasionally there's going to be a call to action for you to buy something or get something from them. They're engaging with their followers. Who is the most awesome person today? This is just a great example of an account who's doing it right with the branding. Success Blueprint house goals. Right? Like, this is fun. So they're really talking about like creating that entrepreneurial lifestyle. And they're always, and this is, in these kinds of accounts, you can see they're putting their @ tag on their picture constantly, because if you share this picture, they want to get the, in case you don't tag them, they want that love. They want people to be aware of their brand. Do you guys all know how to take a screenshot of your phone? If you're on the iPhone, you hold down the main star, like the main center circle button, and then the top button, and you'll see how my screen just flashed. So I just took a picture of this, and say I wanted to repost this, I would go to I'd just go to my Instagram account. Actually, I'll just go here, and there it is right in my camera roll. Yep. So then I can
very cool
repost it right there. Boom. So that's like a great way to, so what I do a lot when I'm going through the hashtag feed is I'm curating ideas, because I'll often take a quote that I like and overlay it with a picture of myself to inspire my followers. And I'll say something meaningful about it in the caption. So I think that's kind of, so let's talk about some other types of businesses that are doing really well before I show you all the little ninja apps. Is that cool, guys?
Yeah, absolutely. No.
Okay.
People are loving this.
Oh, cool. I haven't had a chance to look at the questions. Envision Festival is, I think this is a really great way to, so say you're creating an event and you want to do and maybe it's an annual event, or you have it 3 times a year or something. Having a feed around your event and maybe showing pictures of what the event's going to be like. Instagram can really be like that campfire that your tribe can sit around and
yeah, even during TNC, for example, we had the TCS hashtag, and people were using it on Instagram, even as digital. Yeah, so it's really cool to aggregate, everyone that's in a particular place, or, I think it was 2015, TCS 2015.
2015. Let's check it out.
I think someone else has been using it for something, but back in February during the event, I mean, there were a ton of posts, and it was a great way to aggregate, everything that was happening in San Diego.
Yeah, it looks like there's a rock climbing TCS. Oh my gosh, it looks kind of awesome. Okay, here we go.
There's
Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So very cool.
Double tap. Oh,
yeah.
This one isn't you. Look, there's Ryan again.
Yeah, and these are all from Australia, 2 months ago.
Oh, so cool.
Very cool.
So this is so fun, right? So like, and people can feel like a part of the community, and really like, and just posting things like the all access pass, right? Like, that's fun. Like, people love it. And got all the digital marketer. This is so great. Great way to use the app. I also really like the way that W Hotels is using the app.
Very cool.
Let's take a look at, this is just their hashtag feed. Let's look at their actual.
Someone's asking about, using this for real estate, so this could be a good example.
Gosh. Yes,
yeah, absolutely.
So good, and we'll look up some real estate examples in a second too, because that's so smart, like great way to do it, because you want to basically what you're giving people here. What is it that you think? What are we giving people here as they look through this? They're getting that feeling of luxury. They're getting that feeling of a lifestyle. that they want to experience, and what is it that you want to really enjoy? Oh, look, doesn't that look peaceful? That looks beautiful.
Yeah.
This looks like a really fun time.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
you're appealing to people's emotions through visuals here.
Absolutely. And then if you're really smart, you write a really great caption underneath them that evokes even deeper of the feeling. Let's see. Oh, that's a great little time lapse. Little cocktails. That's super cute.
Yeah, that's great.
But see how that didn't get that many likes? It got 865 likes. And this is something that is very interesting about Instagram. Sometimes you look at this, just a picture, 1332. So sometimes what's really interesting about Instagram is your video won't do as well as your picture. It's almost like people would prefer to just double tap, just go through quickly, like see the picture. Because if they have to stop and watch the video, unless it's something they really want to see, they're not as interested in looking at it. So there's a few things going on in the compositional elements, right? It's the colors, it's the design of the picture, it's what the feeling that's being evoked. I mean, it's like advertising, right, or making magazine ads in a lot of ways. But the more you investigate, the more you look at pictures on Instagram, the more curious you get, the more that you'll start to sort of see what there is to see, like what people are actually doing, how they're presenting themselves. Richard Branson, I mean, here's someone who can really do almost anything he wants on Instagram. And I kind of doubt Richard's posting his own Instagram posts. Although I had a friend who, she's in Australia, and she had this whole goal to like get Richard Branson to endorse her Biking for Charity campaign, and he did. And she shouted him out on Instagram. She got all of her Instagram followers to get like to hashtag and at tag him, and he totally got on board with her, and it was so great.
Oh, very cool.
There was a picture of him. He held up a picture with her name on it, and he posted it on his Instagram and said, "I support you, Danny Stevens," and it was just so awesome. And you know, it really does like kind of level the playing field in a lot of ways, or it makes you, the user, feel like the playing field is level because this really feels like Richard Branson is talking to you, right? Like, and it's fun to look at the different celebrity accounts. Then there's this other account that is just really cool. Let's see, there he is, Murad Osman, okay? 3.3 million followers. All he does is take pictures with his girlfriend, and this is the following.
I've seen like Elite Daily.
They're amazing, and they started out just doing this together in their world travels. She's a model, he's a photographer, and I mean, basically every picture they do, it's like a follow me. She's in the front and she's stunning, of course, but we never see her face. It's always just, you know, where they're going, and it tells a story. And of course, the picture's gorgeous, but also it's a fun play on, you know, people really are entertained by this. And what an incredible following to build. 3 million followers.
Absolutely.
Wow. Super cool. So let's talk about the real estate question. I think that's a great question. Let's go and look at the real estate hashtag feed. Real estate. 2 million posts. This is a hot topic, right? So check this out. Like, this is fun. So the top posts in the feed are always going to show up for you at the top. I mean, oh my gosh. Like, if you could post these pictures, and if you had great pictures of, you know, your place to show, but what if you didn't? What if you didn't have like amazing photos of the properties that you were trying to sell? And how are you going to get these pictures in front of the audience that you want them to be in front of, right? In some cases, I think that Instagram, it shouldn't be your only marketing strategy. It should be a really important piece of everything else that you're doing, right? Like, the smartest people here have an actual, oh, he's not one of the smart ones, sorry. I was just going to say, the smartest people have like a link to their blog or where they want you to go.
And also in real estate, thinking about the demographic restrictions. So what are, you know, hashtags that are being used in the city where you're selling real estate? You know, like in Austin, people hashtag like ATX or Austin.
Great.
And
So
figuring
smart.
out, you know, what those hashtags are so that you can make sure you're getting in front of people that are actually in the city.
See, this is exactly, here's a great example of someone who totally gets this. So Liz Realtor Miami, right? So she's doing some smart things here. She's capitalizing on a few things I want to point out to you guys. So she's Brickell Boulevard is a region in Miami. I used to live there. Miami real estate, right? So that might be something people would search. Miami, absolutely, so smart, right? She's going to show up in that hashtag feed. Mary Brickell Village. That's a specific place. And then what else she did is she used the location, because the location, when you tag the location you're in, it actually creates its own feed of that specific location, which is so cool. So it's like its own like hashtag feed, but you know, like this is great for businesses, like actual brick and mortar businesses, because if you encourage your customers to use your hashtag when they check in at your restaurant, or you know, they just use their location when they check in or they're eating there, then everyone who's eating there can kind of find each other in the feed. I think that's really fun. Can I show you guys some stuff about how to make a picture cool? What do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's totally, man. Let's look at how to create an image in there. We've got a couple of questions. One,
Yeah.
let's see. Did you turn your personal Instagram into your business, or did you have a personal account and create your business Instagram later?
Oh, no, that's a super question. I highly recommend if you. I never had like a personal Instagram. I always just had like an Instagram for the Betty Rocker, because I don't have time to be that many different people in one day.
Right.
I highly recommend that you focus on your business Instagram and that you add elements of your personal life to it. Think about the very best actors that you enjoy watching in movies. They're the ones that put a little bit of their own personality, their own self, like their soul, into their acting. That's why we love them, right? And that's why, you know, if you have a brand you're building, if you can put some of yourself into that brand, you're going to win. People are going to connect with you. It's going to feel authentic and genuine. I really highly recommend, if you have a personal Instagram account, that you create a separate business Instagram account, because, and this is something I've talked to a lot of friends who are like podcasters and stuff, because they just want to post the pictures of their dogs, or they want to post pictures of whatever, and I'm like, I don't care about your walk to work unless it's relevant to the work that you're doing and how it's inspiring me to do the same kind of work. So always think about, with your business Instagram, like, what is it that they followed you for in the first place? It's okay to bring in elements of your personal life if it serves your audience. But you really have to be strategic, I think, about that. And unless you are an actual celebrity, people don't care about like that stuff that you just want to like take a picture of every day, day to day, your food, unless you're a food blogger, right? Like,
right,
no
it needs to be on topic, like, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Does that answer that question?
Yeah,
okay?
Absolutely. All right, yeah, let's rock out some pictures. And I know you use like a bunch of different apps and things like that, and I know that people would be interested in that.
So I think the first thing I want to show you guys, so I have video apps and I have photo apps, and you'll see I don't have very many. I only have a few. And in my video apps, I want to show you guys just a couple Ninja video apps that I think are just so cool. So let's see. iMovie, if you have an iPhone, iMovie is really like, it's really winning. Let's just make a quick project together. So we'll go to Create, we'll go here, we'll go to All. Hopefully I don't have anything too dirty in here, guys. I'm going to grab this video that I shot when I was home in New York. Oh, it looks like this is one I already made. Just kidding. Let's delete that. So easy to make these. So plus, movie, create. And I find the iMovie app so much easier to use than the actual computer app. I find that really challenging to use. So here's one that's completely unedited and just raw. So obviously I'm just going to use my finger and kind of scroll down. Okay, here's where I was finished. And I'm just going to cut myself where I just want the end of this to be, super quick. Okay, there's the end of that exercise. So I just tapped the screen. It highlighted the whole track. And I'm going to click split. Then I'm going to click delete. And now I've got what I want. So now I'm just going to scroll down to where I start doing this move. Okay, I think that's probably about enough. Do I smile at them at all in this? Nope, apparently not. So I'm going to split this again. I smile a lot in my workouts, and people like feel like I'm doing it with them. So I'm going to split again. I'm going to delete this highlighted clip. Oh, my phone froze. Come on, iMovie. Oh, sometimes it crashes. There we go. It's back. We're back. Okay, so start there, split. I'm going to delete this clip. So now I have this clip and this clip together. Now one thing I want to do, I want to zoom in on this. So if I tap the screen and it's highlighted, I'm going to tap, did you see what, did my phone just stop my phone isn't sharing anymore, is it? I wonder if it's
It stopped.
Yeah, it stopped moving, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Let me reset it really
No
quick.
worries.
Sometimes this app.
Bree,
Can
that
you
app.
guys remember?
What we have people asking what it is.
Yeah.
What is the app?
Oh, the app that I use to share my my screen with
Yes.
you guys. It's called Reflector. It's this one right here, and there's a new version of it too called Reflector 2. And I'll use that as backup if this doesn't cooperate with us. So I'm going to hit Reflector, and then I'm going to close my iTunes because it's just popping up by default. And then what I'm going to do on my phone is I'm going to swipe up. You guys know how you can get your flashlight on your iPhone if you just swipe up from the bottom. And what will show up is AirPlay. And then you select your computer. You select mirroring, see how this little thing is going on, and then here we are. We're in business. It's back.
All right.
It's a really cool app. Sometimes it quits because video is it's like too much bandwidth for while we're sharing. So I'll just be brief with this. I just wanted to show you guys how quick and easy this is to do. So I'm going to tap this. I'm going to grab it. See how it says pinch to zoom video, and I'm using my fingers to go into the video to see what I want to see. Right? So here we go. So we can click play. And now I'm sweeping the floor with my feet. There's the smile I was looking for. Now what if I want to have a transition here? I'm just going to click that. I'm going to dissolve. And that's going to give me a nice little transition between my two. Now this is really, really slow. And I've only got 15 seconds on Instagram. So I'm going to hit this little guy right here, this little timeline. And I'm going to go super fast. So let's see what happens. Oh my gosh. Whoa! What's Betty Rocker doing? Holy crap. Now what else is really cool? Is you could go here, and if you wanted to really make this awesome or add a call to action at the end, for example, we could simply go to like one of these pictures here and say at the end I wanted to just drop in a picture of someone watching my video. This is like my people send me pictures all the time of like watching me on their computers doing a workout. So you can actually just drop in a photo. And I'm using my finger to cut this photo down to just be a short time. I can select where I want it to start and where I want it to end. And this is a great one because what if I'm like, sign up for my 30-day challenge, you know, after they've watched this. They're like, oh, that's awesome, I want to do that. I can also add text overlay to anything I want. And it gives you all these cool options like pop-up. I really like this one. And some of these have an actual...
yeah. And Bree, you do a great job of overlaying text. You know, it grabs your attention.
Thank you. Like, so right here, if I chose this one, I could say something like move to. And then I'm just using my finger to, you know, grab what I want to adjust, and then I'm going to say floor wipers. Done.
Right.
Great. And now what's going to, yeah. Go ahead.
And at the beginning of the videos for you do a great job. Like there's usually a really compelling headline, you know. So thinking about this just like you would any other platform, they're scrolling through their news feed. You know, how can you catch their attention with the overlaying some text on the video?
Well, that actually, there's another app for that. And I think what you're noticing, I'm so glad you brought that up. Let's look up the Betty Rocker. Because I actually have a demo account for you guys. I'm going to show you how to set up your profile in the absolute best way using this demo account I have for you. But so if we go here, so here's the video that this is what it ended up being. And you see this cool little thing at the bottom that says hot legs?
Yeah.
That's like what and so why these are good is because they see 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Like they see all the stuff that they can do very quickly, and they see that what this video is about is getting hot legs. Right?
Yeah,
and then we
absolutely.
scroll down and look at this. We've got a whole description of each move that they're going to be able to do. And I like to add song credits because people always ask me, what's the song you're using in that video? So I like to tell them. I mean, you can do this. You could do this for so many different niches, like a step-by-step how-to. You could put, if you're in real estate, you could make a quick like collage video of shots of different parts of a house with a cool soundtrack overlay with like room 1, room 2. These are the features. This is why it's so awesome for you. I mean, it's just like there's there's just so many ways you could use what I'm showing you in a really meaningful way. But the way that you do this cool little caption, actually, this is kind of a ninja thing that I just figured out. You just use this app called Pick Play Post. It's a, sorry, let's see, let's go to the, we're still doing video. Pick Play Post. So I got iMovie, Pick Play Post. Oh, by the way, InstaDown is an app, say you wanted to curate someone else's video or image. You can actually go to any account that you want using InstaDown, and I don't know what it's doing, it's opening stuff. But InstaDown basically lets you download other people's videos. You just need to make sure you credit them when you do that. So Pick Play Post, let's open this up. I'm going to select, so you can see I've already done it, so it's kind of like, it's gonna show up like this originally, and then you just tap here to select the video that you want to put in there, and you will have already edited this video in iMovie, and so it'll be like in a widescreen ratio, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to create a little image, just a black screen or a blue screen, and you do this using some of the image apps, right? So I would use something simple like Instacollage. I would use something simple with the text like title effects. So say we go into the photo library. So I already had a black image that I just like grabbed, and then I could just go and type anything I want. Molly Pittman.
Yeah.
And then we'll just say OK, and then we're going to go here and pick a font for Molly's name, something sexy like that. I think would be good. Whoa. Or Molly, which one do you like? Ooh,
I like that one's cool.
Which one did you like the best? I think you liked.
Yeah, I like that one too.
This one or this one?
That one.
That one? Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll save that to the photo library, and I'm going to send that to my photo album. Now, just before, I just want to show you guys, there's some other cool things you can do with this app called Title Effects. So you already you saw where the fonts were, and there's 2 levels of fonts. You got like all these really. This is one of my favorite font apps. Now you've also got, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, you can change the angle, and then there's more. You can space it out. This is just a really cool app. You can change the color of it. So I just geek out on this stuff. We can also make it pop or stand out more. We can give it an effect. We can do all kinds of cool stuff like this. And then if it doesn't show up the way you want it to, you can add a background to it, right? So many options with this very simple little tool. And what this is doing is...
just with that app, Bree, I mean, look at, it's all about standing out.
Yes,
Instagram is full
exactly.
of pictures and videos, so how do you stand out?
Right, and that what that is doing is conveying information, right? You're finding a way to communicate the information that you need to communicate to your people. So we're going to go ahead and grab Molly Pittman. And now how do I make this look right? Well, I'm just going to drag this image down so it fills up the screen as much as possible. Now I'm going to drag this image up, and I don't quite have Molly's name, so I'm just going to center that a little better. I'm going to hit that, and now I'm going to add music. So you can use Instagram. You don't have to be limited. On Facebook, you must use your own downloaded music, or Facebook won't let you upload that video. But on Instagram, it's still the Wild West. You can still put any music that you've downloaded from iTunes or whatever, right? So some of these aren't on this phone. So let's just, I don't think any of these songs are on this phone. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this one is. And what's cool about this is you can drag the clicker to any part you want, click Start, and then you have that 15 seconds that's going to drop in. You can go to the video audio, turn that all the way down. You can make sure that your music isn't blaring. You can, whatever you want, and then you can go and you can preview the video. And I don't think we'll be able to hear it, but I can hear it in my ear. Look at Molly Pittman go.
There we go.
There you go. Then you're going to, of course, save this. So you hit the share button. And I save it right to my camera roll, and I optimize quality. That's just how I do this particular version of this. And then I'll post it right to Instagram.
Erica says this is so much info. Wow, will we get the replay? Absolutely. Everybody will get a replay in the office hours section.
Yeah, I know it's a lot to take in, and I know I'm teaching you all these different apps really quickly. But the thing about all the apps, guys, I didn't have any training.
Cool, yeah, this is how you
stick
stick out.
But this is how you just get in there and play around and have fun. And the way that I make my images look really good is I use apps like Snapseed, right? So I'll take a really good picture, and I will, let's go to camera roll, and let's go to my photo stream. So this morning, this was yesterday's lunch, and it's really pretty. And I'm going to tap this pencil, and look at all these different things you could do with this. I'm going to go straight for this one. It's one of my favorites. And you scroll your finger up or down with this app, and it lets you play around. And then I'm scrolling my finger left to right to dial that particular, it's like a little Photoshop. And I'm going to hold on this top right, like sort of square-looking button, and that's going to show me the difference between before and after. And once I'm satisfied with how much I made the image glow or pop, I'm going to click the check mark down in the bottom right. Maybe I want to add another layer of filter to this. Maybe I want to add Glamour Glow. I do this a lot with like body shots, right? It softens everything. It makes it really pretty. That's fun, right? So then you save that image and then you post that to Instagram. So Instagram is not an app that you want to just be taking pictures with and using the filter. You want to be taking pictures with your camera or iPhone, adding a filter, and then posting to Instagram very specifically.
So you're not a big fan of the filters in Instagram. Is it just too?
No, I'm not. It's just like that's amateur hour. If you're going to do a business and brand it, you need to know how to make your images stand out, like how to make them stand out, how to add a cool caption or line of text, or how to do side-by-side image, which I sometimes will do if I'm making like a picture collage, which I do rarely because I find that people are a lot more likely to respond. Like here's a picture collage that one of my members made of my meal plan, and I thought it was really great, so I posted it. And here's a collage where I'm showing the front and back of a shirt that I bought, and that stuff that works really well. You can mirror your images, right? So this is an example of me taking a really motivational quote and posting a picture of myself back to back. Here I am eating pizza. Yeah, pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, pizza. Here's another one, mirroring the image. That can be really powerful because it's a really great image. And remember, when you put an image into a square, sometimes you don't have as much control over how much of the image you get to see. So this is a ninja tactic to actually show the entire length of an image if you put it in a horizontal side-by-side view. That can be a really helpful way to make your image work, like if you have an image that you don't want to cut into a square shape.
What's the category of app that you're using? There's a lot of people on Android that are saying, like, if I was going to go into the Android, like the Google Play Store, would I just search for like image editing apps?
I would actually do a search on Google before you even did that to find out what the best ones are for Android. Apologies. I used to have an Android, and then I started drinking the Apple Kool-Aid, and now I have an Apple Watch.
How many gigs? How many gigs is that iPhone? It must be. You must have the big boy, like 60.
I've got 4 iPhones right now, and
4 iPhones.
The iPhone I'm not using for this presentation has 128 gigs. But this one that I have right now has like 64, I think. So it'll hold some video. But yeah, I mean, like you and I, Russ, we were talking about this when we first met. I mean, everything I do everything with my iPhones. That's how I build my business. All my programs are actually shot with my iPhones and a tripod. This stuff is very doable if you're, just willing to learn and try and do the work. I think I don't know. I'm sort of, go ahead.
Oh, what about the text that you put with the image? You had like tons of like little ninja things you were doing with the text that you were putting next to these images.
Oh, right. Like I was just showing you that with that Title Effects app, right? So.
No, I mean like the actual like. So you upload the photo and then you actually type like a whole caption.
Here we go. Here's my before and after progress shot. So before.
Yeah.
Is this what you're talking about?
Yep.
After. Okay. So this is the same. This is the app I use for like everything. Right. So and if I was going to do a quote. I mean, something like that, right? Oh, and that's not really showing very well, is it? Darn it, let's go ahead and add something behind it so it pops. And let's make that a little bit more bold. Let's make it, there we go. Oh, now I can read it. And that's still not big enough, so I think I'll make it bigger. There we go. Boom. Is that sort of what you were asking?
Yep.
Okay, so that's how I would add a caption to any picture. Now remember, you are going to run your pictures through several apps before you post them. Not all of them. There's some that I just take straight up and they're awesome. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the light was so perfect. How did that happen? And in those cases, I recommend you use the hashtag #NoFilter on your picture because that's pretty impressive. Like, this was what I had for breakfast today. I thought that looked really good. I didn't think it needed a whole lot of
It
filtering.
looks fabulous.
But I did filter it.
So
a tiny bit.
that's like a bragging thing. It's like I didn't even put any filters or editing.
Exactly. Exactly. So if you look, actually, there's a, and that can be a really, in certain niches, that can be a really great way to connect with your audience. There's one image in here, I think, that I posted about how I'm 38 and I'm really proud of all my hard work and progress. And here's a picture of me with no filter, right? And like, boom, it's this one. And I actually put that no filter hashtag on the picture itself because that's like a claim to fame of like, hey guys, like I work really hard. And I want to inspire you to do the same thing, and I don't need a filter to like, because everyone kind of knows that on Instagram a lot of the physique shots are photoshopped or airbrushed, because there's tons of accounts that are using professionally shot photos. I mean, not everyone's using an iPhone, so it's,
Right.
you know, you can do whatever you want.
Bree,
So go ahead.
Bree, when you shoot your